Welcome into match number 4 of CTL Season 4, week number 1, between Guns N' Roaches and Clarity Gaming. Spawning in the lower left-hand position in the teal color, playing Terran for Team Guns N' Roaches, it is StalkeR. And spawning across from him in the purple color, playing Zerg for Clarity Gaming, it is Oshikorosu. Just some notes, I'll probably shorten Oshikorosu to Oshi. I don't think that's too out of the ordinary. And StalkeR, yes, does actually play Terran, not Protoss. I would imagine either called himself StalkeR before StarCraft or did switch from Protoss at one point. But yeah, that confused me back. I remember Season 2 casting StalkeR. That was a little bit rough. I kept putting him down as Protoss, but he actually played Terran. So anyway, StalkeR's been around for a while, and this is our first look at Oshikorosu. Clarity jumped out to an early 1-0 lead, but Guns N' Roaches has taken the last 2 games. So we have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. A 2-1 lead for Guns N' Roaches, and now StalkeR going to try to extend that as he goes. I mean, I know I broke down the Terran builds in this matchup earlier. We're going to be a Reaper expand, a Command Center first, or something weird. I guess that's only at pro levels. So we'll see what StalkeR wants to do. It looks kind of like a 1-Rax gasless fast expand, which is kind of the old Wings of Liberty style. It's still very strong. You can still get up a lot of barracks units very quickly. And it's even safe against Zerg to sort of transition into Reactor Hellion after that. But anyway, kind of standard stuff. We don't see gas from either player. And Oshikorosu just going 15 hatchery, and still no spawning pool. Actually, there's the pool at 16. So going a little bit greedy, but not going to be punished for it at all. And even very safe, putting the Overlord over the natural expansion. Something for our lower league players. If you're expanding a Zerg, please, please, please put that Overlord over your expansion. If it's not there, don't blame yourself if you die to a cannon rush or a bunker rush. You need to get vision of it. It's just kind of the way it is. Oshikorosu going for the Gas Geyser right after that, and we'll probably see some early Zergling speed, maybe even some early Banelings and a Baneling bust attempt from Oshi, but I guess we'll check in on that later. StalkeR going for the 1-Rax gasless fast expand, as we see, still no gas, and everything looking very good over in Terran land. Thank you to Prophecy in the chat pointing out Zerglings, a collection of Zerglings is going to be called a murder of Zerglings. I like that. Kind of like crows. I think it's crows or murder. Yeah. So that could upgrade to like a massacre of Zerglings if we need to talk about just a whole ton of them, or even a genocide of Zerglings. So thanks to the chat. That's good feedback actually. We'll have to incorporate that a little bit. There's this famous, I don't know if it's famous at all, except between Corn and I, but we were casting a game last season, and I set him up. We were going, it was a Zerg game, and one of the players just had a ton of Mutalisks, and we were referring to it as a flock of Mutalisks, and I set up Corn perfectly for this joke. We're going, so what's more than a flock of Mutalisks? You can answer anything. Your world is open at that point to any joke you want to do. And Corn says, it's a 2 flock of Mutalisks. So a moment of silence for that joke. I know it was a while ago, but we still need just a little moment of silence for that joke. May it rest in peace. Anyway, Oshikorosu makes quite a few Zerglings, actually, early on here. He might do that same little pressure move that we saw Firestorm do in game number 2, and just kind of poke up the ramp with this group of Zerglings. There's only 5 Marines here. If you can get a quick surround on them, you can do a lot of damage to your Terran opponent. And we've seen StalkeR is going to go for a 4 barracks follow-up. Oh, no, never mind, that's a factory. I'm losing my mind. So it is a 3 barracks follow-up followed by the factory. Just kind of a weird timing, I guess. Only 1 Gas Geyser so far is actually really interesting. He's going very, very mineral heavy, which means he's going to be just gigantically marine heavy. And if you're doing that at sort of a platinum to diamond level, that means that you're very confident in your splitting ability. And we've seen StalkeR's micro be very, very good. Oh, that's spotted. Can he waste a Baneling? No, not quite. But it's going to be spotted by StalkeR, and now we should see him, yeah, look at this, pre-splitting his Marines. Everybody in their own little place. And Zergling going to lead up. He's going to see everything kind of pre-split, and that might be a signal for Oshi just to back off. No, Zergling speed's finished, headed up the ramp. Actually, everything grouping up a little bit here. Baneling's following up. Oh, there's the splitting. Nice splitting so far by StalkeR. And reasonable detonations. He actually gets everything cleaned up. So he's going to lose some workers here. Oh, can that Baneling get in? Oh, not really. Anyway, one Marine left to try to fight. With these couple of SCVs, he should be able to clean this up fairly reasonably. There is a Widow Mine out on the map now for StalkeR. We'll see how well that did. 9 workers killed by Oshi. And how cute is he going to be? He's trying to pick off another Marine. Nope, not quite going to happen. And that Widow Mine at the front is going to keep him safe if there was just a mass Zergling follow-up, which there is, headed across the map. But StalkeR is doing very well, keeping up on his macro, continuing to produce Marines while he's under duress. So let's actually check resources lost. A little bit worse for our Terran player, but he's going to be able to stabilize, and that's very important. And now he's got this big tech, not big tech, but he's got this tech in the form of these Widow Mines, which means he's going to be fairly safe. Ooh, Oshi is going for it. What is our worker count? 35 SCVs to 30 drones. Ooh, oh, he got both Widow Mines with that. Ooh, that's really, really good for Oshi. Now this follow-up attack, oh, he's going to make some more Banelings. I'm not sure he should really wait for that, because now this bunker's going to get up. He's actually going to have to bust through something. Ooh, and putting the Widow Mine out front, that's nice positioning by StalkeR. He needs to be careful not to have that Widow Mine shoot all of his Marines and just lose the game right there. But now the Widow Mine's moving them around. This is very good because Oshi does know sort of where everything is. Oh, he needs to burrow these Widow Mines very quickly. Oh, the Banelings detonate on the Widow Mines, making sure that they don't get the shot off. That was a big hit, though, right there. 18 kills on Captain Widow Mine, and StalkeR is going to be able to clean that up and actually takes the supply lead off of that. 18 kill Widow Mine. That was a little bit devastating. I think Oshi was counting the Widow Mines. He saw 2, which was all that his opponent had, and got a little bit overconfident there, bunching up all of his units right on that choke point on that ramp and paying for it. And now StalkeR has a little lead. We'll see what he wants to do with it. This is a nice choice, powering up with a couple more barracks, then following up with a 3rd command center, because why not? Oshi probably not going to go for a 3rd follow-up attack, and even if he does, like, these Widow Mines are in reasonable enough positions that he should be able to hold. The map, I don't even think I've mentioned at this point, is Derelict Watcher Tournament Edition. I wouldn't use it in any tournaments, but that's just the name of it. There's no watchtower in the middle of this map, which is very important. This is clearly not a watchtower. But that's actually a really important salient point about this map, is it's gigantic in the middle and there's no watchtower, which means that you can have armies run past each other in the middle of the map without any knowledge at all, especially since Oshikorosu going for a Mutalisk style. And that could really come into play later on. It also means that hiding expansions is actually easier because people are going to be focused more on center control in the map. Ooh, he spots the medevacs, which means that he should know that something's coming out to drop, although not really responding to it right away. Maybe not paying attention too much to this circling. Let's actually check the APM of our players. We haven't done that yet. Yeah, StalkeR, I thought StalkeR was in Diamond in Season 2. Perhaps taking a little bit of a break, not quite feeling up, or not quite getting back up to Diamond. But this drop's going to do a lot of damage. Queen already goes down. I don't know why he's picking up immediately. He could almost just fight that. Medevac boosters is on cooldown. Oh, he loses all of that drop. Oh. So he picked off a queen and nothing else. So not really worth it. Give me just a second. We're just going to watch Oshikorosu for a second. I need to turn on my light because it's really dark in here. There we go. Lights on. We're sitting back down. Didn't miss anything. As StalkeR's head out across the map, this is a pretty tiny force, actually. I don't know exactly what he keeps checking for, but he's really been active on the map, which is really good to do. He's got this third command center finished up, and he's just using it more as a macro command center, producing a lot of SCVs, and he's actually placing down another command center at this third base rather than just flying this one over. I would guess that this command center is for this base later on, but just using it to fully saturate his mineral patches is kind of a good maneuver. So we'll see exactly how everything goes. And now StalkeR's headed out across the map. This biomine force, very scary. Combat shield just started, so he's not actually going to have that for this push, which is really interesting to me. Usually you try to line up your pushes as Terran with a couple of upgrades. I guess that's true of Zerg and Protoss as well. But we don't actually see that. Oh, this is really weird positioning. He's checking over for the third in this area, or off me, and was trying to hit that just to see if his opponent was a little too greedy. But we see the rally point is actually kind of in the middle of everything, and the Terran army is really separate right now. But Oshi's just going to back off. Making some banelings now that he knows his opponent's bioforce is kind of in the middle of the map. Planting down a Widow Mine just kind of as a hay, I believe, and he'll start to kite back toward this mine. There's the scan, he sees everything. Trying to hit before these banelings morph, but that's not quite going to be in time. And, ooh, this is really tense. This is going to be a very, very even fight if they both take it. StalkeR stims in, picks off a baneling, and then heals right back up. Now the Zergling's coming down the ramp. He knows there are mines out here, so Oshi's very, very concerned about moving down. You don't want to get all of your Overseers sniped by Widow Mines, and this is really tense situation for our Zerg player. Down by 20 supply. Oh, I like this. Sending his Mutalisks. Oh, no, he's... Okay, good. He is going around for a flank. Nice splitting so far as he avoids the banelings. Another little skirmish happens. A couple of these Marines go down. Another baneling actually dies. Good targeting so far by StalkeR. And now the Mutalisks coming in. A couple of these Widow Mines have died. And still really, really even engagement here. The Muta's still fighting. He picks off a couple of Marauders basically for free. Headed back up the ramp. These Widow Mines not pushing with the Terran army. A lot of them have been undetonated. He knows that there aren't any mines right here, picking off a lot of these units, and now StalkeR is going to have to fall back across the map. He's only got a couple of Marines actually left alive. This is really cool decision making from Oshikorosu. Headed around the Zerg army, or the Terran army. There's a nice group of bio, but headed around with these Mutalisks means that he doesn't actually ever have to engage on these Widow Mines. Loses a Spine Crawler, but these couple of units, should eventually be able to defend this. Meanwhile, the Mutalisks coming in, taking down the Tech Lab in the main base. No response yet from StalkeR. More Widow Mines being picked off as well. And we see there's none planted around for defense anywhere. There's no missile turrets. The entire barracks actually goes down, so a little bit of production being limited there by Oshikorosu, and he sees the command center up on the high ground. Meanwhile, the push still continuing in from StalkeR. These Marauders haven't been cleaned up, which is very strange, and these Widow Mines, I guess, have actually done some things. One kill. Anyway, the natural expansion actually goes down here. Zergling's trying to rally across the map. This is really, really weird. All of the Marines have actually been picked off, and Oshi's Mutalisks are having their way with StalkeR's base. We're into base trade mode in a very strange manner. Like, there aren't Terran units. It's basically 3 Marauders have just been man-moding bases and everything, and now the Zerglings coming back will finally get us around. These will eventually go down. Ooh, might get another Queen. Doesn't look like it. The Mutalisks have been all cleaned up as well. Lost a couple more add-ons is the word I'm looking for. And now these medevacs will eventually get taken down. He didn't actually... the Mutalisks didn't all go down. Only a couple of them did. And now he'll be able to clean out this minefield in front of his base. Oh, big hit. Oh, no, that was Zerglings, not Mutalisks. That's good. Well, it's good for Oshi. It's not good for StalkeR. There's one Widow Mine left, just kind of hanging out here. And the natural base back to attempting to be completed by Oshi. StalkeR, meanwhile, trying to regather his army and his thoughts. Army supply is 47 to 37. Where is his army? Oh, it's up here in the main base by StalkeR. Okay. And, yeah. Really interesting game so far. StalkeR making some more... this is actually really good. When you're against Mutalisks, you want to spread out your production as much as possible. It just helps that if something gets taken down, if you're if you get taken by a counterattack. You don't lose all your production. You'll still have some. Also good by Protoss players to separate their gateways. Ooh, all of the medevacs getting picked off here. He did snipe 2, almost 3 of them. Ooh, if he gets a big baneling hits through this little smoke. This is a really weird place for a line of sight blocker, but it's there. That could have been really devastating. Mutalisk. Oh, shoot, the Widow Mines! That was oh shoot, by the way. I didn't curse. Shut up, chat. Anyway, Zerglings and Banelings do get cleaned up a little bit there. Nice detonations on the Marines. Another stim up as he takes down a couple of these mutas. Oop, big hit there on the Mutalisks. 21 workers killed now by Oshikorosu. And we see this game has been pretty good, pretty close. If I was Kaldor, I'd be like, yeah, I'm enjoying this game quite a bit. I love this game. One Baneling. There's morphing right there. That's not quite going to finish, unfortunately, for Oshi. Ooh, just losing free units is not what you want to do at this point. Mutalisks are coming over toward this building 4th base. There's still this macro command center, which is kind of weird from StalkeR, but this game has been pretty hectic, so we might not have just gotten to it yet. And the macro CC being poked down, as well as the 4th base. And not cancelled, actually. That's a straight kill. Widow Mines coming over just to try to respond. There's 4 of them. There's a ton of Mutalisks. Can he pick off all the mines? Yes, he does. Oh, I don't know why he's scared of 5 Marines. Oh, yep, there we go. Just taking them out one at a time. Now taking out a couple of these medevacs. And StalkeR, where's his army? His army is across the map. That's why he's not defending right now. A little bit of miscontrol there. But we might be into full-on base trade mode now, not semi-base trade mode like we were earlier. Another barracks gets taken down, another command center as well, and the 3rd base of the Zerg under fire now. Both of the queens have been taken down. Medevac's trying to heal up these units. There goes the 3rd. And Mutalisk still rampaging in the Terran main. 143 supply to 132, and this game has gone bananas. 3rd base taken down, a couple more of these drones as well. The Zerglings being created, not going to last very long. Mutalisk just engaging Marines, no fear here. He needs to be careful though. The Widow Mines, big hits there. And now all of these mutas are very bruised, but actually that was about half of them. Wow. So I don't know, does he actually have 2 control groups that he's keeping them in? He just has a layer on everything. Anyway, the drop into the main now from StalkeR. Going to pick up quite a few more kills here, targeting down. It looks like a lot of drones just walking past, getting some of them at the expansion as well. Banelings and Zerglings at the front now. Looks like he's got 1 control group for his army. Needs to be careful about the Widow Mines at the front. There we go. Oh! He got a big detonation onto the Marines. That was really cool. So a lot of the Marines going down. StalkeR forced back, but we see the economy non-existent for Oshikorosu at this point. Meanwhile, StalkeR's economy still working over here at the 3rd base. He's still got a little bit of production over there as well, but a lot of these units going down. The last Overseer actually picked off. That could be important as the Widow Mines can do a lot of work now. The Mutalisks still rampaging, and this is just a bizarre game. StalkeR moves up into the main now, picking off more and more drones and Zerglings. And the Mutalisks are actually headed home by Oshikorosu. He hasn't taken out the economy of StalkeR. If we look at the units tab, there's 54 drones or 54 SCVs left. That means that even if he can kill off this army, Oshi could still be in trouble. He's engaging directly on these Marines, targeting them down one at a time. A lot of these Mutalisks are falling, but he's keeping enough alive. Oh, goodness. 14 mutas still left alive. He's picking off the medevacs now. Last Marauder goes down as well. How many drones does Oshikorosu have? 2. 2 drones. Here's one. There's the other. So he's going to try to remake a 3rd hatch. Is he going over to make the 4th hatch as well? Yeah, we can see the resources banked by both players. This has been a crazy, crazy game. A lot of Marines have been made by StalkeR. And what are the upgrades on these? 0-0. That's not so good. And these mutas have +2 attack, and they will regen health. Ooh, getting another... Oh, 2 mutas actually sniped there off of the stim. There's no medevacs, though, to heal. And headed up into the main. He needs to try to get rid of this starport, I think would be the most important target for Oshi. 26 supply to 47, but I believe he has the army lead. Oh no. StalkeR has a pretty big, significant lead right now. But his entire army is Marines and a Marauder. But now these mutas starting to pick away. He will get rid of the reactor on the starport, starting to get some of these depots as well. Not the most valuable targets, but it looks like he's just kind of A-moving in here. And this is really cute by Stalker, setting up some of these Marines in sort of a proxied position in case the Mutalisks fly back out that way. He would be able to kill them. I don't know why he's not confident enough to actually just engage these Mutalisks. He's got a ton of Marines. Granted, they are unupgraded, but these are only to attack. Oh, one carapace actually finished. That's really nice. And starting to work his way through. Stalker's very supply blocked, but we see he's found the, I guess, 5th base location. A lot of these hatcheries have started to finish up, but Oshi just doesn't have larvae, doesn't have drones right now to actually make use of anything. More hard supply block here. This new factory is going to be eventually targeted down after all these SCVs go down, I would imagine. In comes the army of Stalker. Another scan, going to pick off some of these creep tumors. Is that one out of range? That's kind of interesting. Zerglings and Banelings on the top of the ramp. There's one Mutalisk here. If he gets the right Baneling... Oh, nice Baneling hits. Another one. Oh, he kind of moved into that one. A little bit of weird move command there. But Oshi's held on. I think if Stalker had kept his army at home and actually just tried to fight these Mutalisks, he would have traded a lot better than he did there. He did pick off a couple more bases, granted, and here's a little Marine hit squad that's going to find another base, and he will start to take that down. But the Zerg army is here to respond now, and the worker supply not translating into an army supply lead just because all of the production has been completely sacked now. What are we at? All right, 50 SCVs to 4 drones. Ooh, Widowmine hits. Those were pretty big, but he is going to pick those off. Army supply now 47 to 29 in favor of Oshikorosu as he heads across the map with his Zergling Mutalisk force. Going to morph in some Banelings. Ooh, picks off a couple of Marines for free. That's tasty. The missile turret ring here for defense. The big stim up by Stalker, and he's going to run away. Nice play by Oshikorosu, forcing that stim. There's no medevacs. He knows that because he's taken out all the tech already. There are a couple of starports finished up just finally, but there's no medevacs out right now, so that's permanent damage. And now the natural under fire. Ooh, one Widowmine gets a pretty big hit, but that's going to be taken down as well. And now the natural under fire, that is going to go down now. And Oshikorosu getting close to taking that supply lead back. It's 82 supply to 70. This is a crazy game. Now a couple more Marines being picked off for free as well. This reactor barracks in the main not actually paying off. We do finally see the +1/+1 started from Stalker. If Oshi was to go up and just target that down, that could be pretty big. Actually, I'd love to see him do that and just make sure that he has that upgrade advantage. This barracks is going to go down next, it looks like, as the next target for Oshi. Meanwhile, Terran units moving across the map. He is going to try to snipe this 3rd base. There's a queen here, but that's not the hugest deal. Zergling's now coming back home to defend, to try to stop these Marines from killing this base. It's getting very low. Those engineering bays were picked off before the upgrades were actually able to finish. Oshi's out of money now. Hasn't actually remade drones at any point. Or has only remade a couple. Up to 20 now to 44 SCVs. This game's pretty ridiculous. Something I haven't pointed out, this base is up and running with 21 workers. Those Marines get picked off, and now everything's starting to converge for Oshi toward this last bastion of... Ooh, no way. Oh, we did see it. Okay, so we will see that eventually. Anyway, big drop coming in toward the 3rd base now. A lot more of these workers are going to go down. Little probe at the front there from Oshi, but he sees all the missile turrets there. A lot of this production being taken down now by Zerglings. Meanwhile, another big Marine drop from Stalker, taking down the 3rd base again. And now the Mutalisks and the Banelings roll in. He gets a pretty big detonation. The missile turrets have actually gone down, but there are a couple of defenses left. Oh, the Marines out of position. Oh, not quite going to capitalize on that, though. Where did the drop go? Here it is over here. He's taken out the outlying bases now. There's a couple of larvae here. But now the production going down again for Stalker. He just hasn't been able to keep up the production for long enough for it to make a difference. So now he's gathering up his Marine medevac force over here by the 3rd base. I imagine he's going to try for another base trade. Zerglings and Banelings roll in toward the 3rd base, taking down a lot of these SCVs as well as the rest of Stalker's production. But now the Marines and medevacs have all gathered and joined together, trying to fight off everything. the last stand of the Terran coming up here. The third base has been evacuated by the Zerg. He's taken down a lot more of the production. There's really nothing being produced by either player. Free couple of Zerglings there. And Oshi's moving in now. Here we have it. Nice split. No splits, actually, because he doesn't need to. There's no Banelings. There's 2 Marines in this medevac. I don't think that's going to make a difference. It looks like the Zerg is actually, or the Terran is actually dying, but right now the medevac's blocking all the health bars. There he does drop the Marines. The stim up. Is it enough? No, it looks like the Terran army has been defeated. GG from Stalker as Oshikorosu takes, I think, the most ridiculous game so far this season. A couple of different decisions in that game swings back the other way. Stalker just needed more production. Once he'd sort of resettled on this 3rd and 4th base, he just needed tons and tons and tons of production. We can see the resources that he has banked. With that, he does destroy this army. But Oshikorosu, very valiant, staying in the game, forcing both of those base trades, actually, and keeping himself alive in the process. Really well played by Oshikorosu, and really deserving of the tie-up. So we'll hit 2-2 now in this best of 9, and we'll head into our first Diamond match after a short break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Chobo Team League, casted by Maristmatic, Clarity Gaming, and Guns N' Roaches, tied up at 2 games apiece.